Will you all please rise for the faculty processional? The wisdom of the ages exhorts us to live lives of honesty, integrity, and goodness. 3,000 years ago, the Israelite king and sage Solomon wrote, "Better is a poor person who walks in his integrity than a rich person who is crooked in his ways." 600 years later, the Greek philosopher Plato asserted that there is nothing so delightful as the hearing or the speaking of truth. For this reason, there is no conversation so agreeable as that of the man of integrity, who hears without any intention to betray and speaks without any intention to deceive. 4 centuries after Plato, the great Jewish teacher, Jesus of Nazareth, summed up the commandments to not lie, to not steal, and others with the elegantly simple phrase, do to others as you would have them do to you. 200 years ago, the German idealist philosopher Immanuel Kant wrote that honesty is better than all policy. And just 50 years ago, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., in his final speech, exhorted us to do good to others, to help those in need. He commented on Jesus' parable of the Good Samaritan and spoke of the 3 people who encountered the man beaten by robbers. Speaking of the first 2 who passed by the injured man, Dr. King asked, the first question the priest asked, the first question the Levite asked was, if I stop to help this man, what will happen to me? But then the Good Samaritan came by and he reversed the question. If I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to him? Today, as we gather together to invite you, our newest captains, to join our community of honor, let each of us commit to live as women and men with an expansive view of honesty, integrity, and goodness. Let us speak honestly, telling the truth, even when it is difficult. Let us live with integrity, following the path of truth in all situations. And let us project goodness, doing good to others at all times and in all places.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to our honor convocation. My special thanks to our Provost, Dr. David Dowdy, for offering the invocation, and to Dr. Rachel Holland for honoring our country with her beautiful voice and talent this morning. Joined by members of our distinguished, gifted faculty, I share this platform this morning with our distinguished deans, Nicole Guajardo, Quentin Kidd, Lori Underwood, and Alan Witt, and the President of the Faculty Senate, Dr. Rachel Holland, and Dr. Jay Paul. Jay Paul is the most senior member of our faculty, and he leads our academic procession. And today, Jay and Joanne Paul celebrate their 55th wedding anniversary. You're a remarkable class, remarkable for your energy, your enthusiasm, your intellectual firepower, and all that you've accomplished thus far. So it's with excitement and anticipation that all of my colleagues look forward to being an important part of your life. We will ask you to give your best each and every day, and we will be there to encourage you and support you every step of the way. This is an important occasion. It's a special day because it marks an important point. It is the beginning of your academic life at Christopher Newport and will always be a significant step in a lifelong journey, we hope, of pursuit of truth and knowledge. In the memorable words of a beloved former provost, Dr. Richard Somerville, and I quote, "Truth is the faith of academic life. Honor is the ethical compass which guides us all in the practice of this faith. Together, they make learning valuable, teaching credible, and wisdom possible." These are precious gifts, and it is because they are so precious that we're here today. The classes that you'll take will in large measure shape your academic life. There'll be books to read, papers to write, examinations to take. You'll conduct experiments in laboratories, draw and paint in studios, perform in great concert halls and theaters. The faculty will engage you in the discovery of new and exciting knowledge while challenging you to think critically, analyze carefully, and use your learning for the betterment of this world. Along the way, you'll encounter marvelous moments. Those experiences you share with classmates and faculty when the experiment works, when the audience gives you a standing ovation, or when you savor the joy of understanding a difficult concept. The successful journey here and through life requires great dreams, hard work, determination, tenacity, and always a measure of good luck. On commencement day, seniors toss a penny into Saunders Fountain for good luck in their life after graduation, a wonderful Christopher Newport tradition. So today, when you sign the honor code, when you become a member of this academic community, you'll receive a lucky penny. We hope you'll keep that penny for 4 years and then toss it into the Saunders Fountain on graduation day with your classmates. Remembering, the harder you work, the luckier you'll be. Allow me to read some beautiful words that accompany each penny, written by a beloved Christopher Newport professor, Tracy Swartz. We lost Tracy after she fought courageously against cancer, but she will always, always be an important part of our life on this campus. Her memory is cherished, her presence continually felt. These are the words that she wrote. These are the words you'll receive today with a penny. Listen to these words. This penny is but a small tribute to the spirit of honor of all those who learn and lead here. To give your word and keep it as a person of integrity. To treasure the life of the mind and the spirit of intellectual inquiry. To value richness of character over richness of purse. To give, because to you much has been given. To seek important work and to do it with all your heart. Keep this faith as you become a citizen of Christopher Newport, of this nation and this world. And one day, as you remember the grandeur of the Ferguson Center, the beauty of the Great Lawn, the tranquility of the James River, and your friends and mentors of youth, you will know that you have lived a life of honor and significance. End of quote. In truth, your academic journey will be successful and enriching only if you understand the principles that are the foundation of this academic community. We are different than so many other schools because, as you've heard this week many times, we care about hearts and minds. At Christopher Newport, our purpose is to create, form good citizens and leaders. We want you to pursue excellence in all things, possess a passion for engagement, a moral compass that will direct and define your life, and a powerful sense of responsibility, your responsibility for making the world a better place. These things are not spontaneously apprehended. They must be passed on from one generation to another. They must be taught. You see, we believe that real success is a life well lived. We want you to choose. And it's a choice each of us must make in our lives. We want you to choose to live lives of meaning and consequence and purpose. And we have a name for that, the life of significance. Because we care about minds and hearts and lives of significance, our curriculum rests on the liberal arts and sciences. We emphasize and practice leadership. Our core curriculum is rigorous and required by all. It's because we care about hearts and minds and creating good citizens and leaders that our students perform thousands of hours of community service. In most years, well over 100,000 hours of community service. We have a speaking tradition, an honor code. We built a chapel. We want our students to lead and serve and love and engage. And in the words of Catherine of Siena, set the world on fire. That's what makes Christopher Newport special. That's what makes this place and our students an irresistible force. So remember this. Above all else, the key to significance is how we choose to live our lives. The choices we make each day, our character. Moral clarity is all important. Evil is always confusing. There is a right and there is a wrong, and it's our job to know the difference. At Christopher Newport, honesty is not a choice, it's required. We expect you to tell the truth. We expect you to honor and respect other people and their possessions. And your academic work must always be your own. A second value that makes Christopher Newport special is that we believe that other people matter. We must believe that everyone that crosses our path has something important to impart. If we're willing to listen, to stop shouting, to talking and listening and learn from others, then great things are possible. The genius of this country, the genius of America, is that we're a rich mosaic of different colors and hues, different religions and philosophies and politics. We must learn to engage each other, learn from each other, work with each other. Our speaking tradition makes this point in a very simple and yet powerful way. When you walk past another person on this campus, even with ease, we hope that you will look them in the eye and speak and smile and not pretend they don't exist. You see, when we pass people by in life and we ignore them, what you're saying is, you don't matter, you have no worth. Everyone matters. Everyone has worth. And we must honor the humanity of everyone who crosses our path. You see, we're a community that knows and cares about each other. We're committed to a rich and diverse community, a campus culture of respect, civility, and inclusion. We honor and care for every person. We want everyone to feel welcomed and fully engaged on this campus. We stand together and support and encourage each other. We are a light in an increasingly dark world. And that's what makes this place, this Christopher Newport family, so special. One day, I walked across the campus of a great and historic university in Virginia. I wanted to experience the rich history and architecture of that place. For 20 minutes or more, I walked across that campus, engaging faculty and staff and students. Not one person spoke to anyone else. Not one person acknowledged anyone else. I finally grabbed a young man and made him talk. Where are you from? Northern Virginia. What year are you? This is my third year. Well, tell me, why is it that on this campus that no one speaks or smiles or engages anyone else? And this was his response. He said, you know, the university is a microcosm of the world. He said, if you were walking down the streets in New York, no one would talk to you either. As I walked away, I thought, how sad is that? You see, we're different. At Christopher Newport, we're not interested in the way the world is. We're interested in the way the world ought to be. At Christopher Newport, we're not interested in conforming to the world. We're interested in transforming the world. And finally, a third value that Christopher Newport teaches is the importance of your engagement, your leadership. Through the classes that we teach, the lives that we lead, the activities that we share, we hope that you will be inspired to become good leaders and citizens. Young women and men who will choose to reach out, engage, serve. We change the world, as you heard me say the other day, as you went off into the community. We change this world one person at a time. And it begins with us, each of us, here and now. Yesterday, our entire freshman class, over 1,000 strong, and about 100 of my colleagues, drawn from the faculty and staff, worked at 71 schools and nonprofit organizations throughout the peninsula of Virginia. Thank you for those efforts. Thank you for being a part of that day one of service. And remember, we don't have to go far to make a difference. All we have to do is roll up our sleeves and respond to what's right before our eyes. Rosemary, my wife, who you met the other day, spent a week in Calcutta working with Mother Teresa and the Sisters of Charity, this little tiny nun, admired and celebrated by people of all faiths and political persuasions across this world for the ministry to the poorest of the poor. Rosemary worked in the House of the Dying, ministering in those last hours to people that had been brought in from the streets of Calcutta. She was overwhelmed with the death and despair and disease. She asked Mother Teresa, how do you do this? How do you do this every day? Mother Teresa said, Rosemary, God doesn't require us to be successful. God requires us to be faithful. But where do you start? Where do you start? It's everywhere. Mother Teresa looked into Rosemary's eyes and said, Rosemary, go home to America and start with what's directly in front of your eyes. That's how we change the world. That's how the world becomes a better place. So leadership, honor, and service, these are the values that define Christopher Newport. Live these values, and you and the world will be better for it, and your life will be a great adventure. I want to conclude these remarks by showing you a video where our students talk about the vision and values that I have just shared. What makes this place special, distinctive, and precious? I want you to see their faces. I want you to hear their voices.
At Christopher Newport University, we embrace success.
But we value far more, a life that is focused on something greater.
Leading a life of significance means making a positive difference in the lives of others.
It means striving for excellence and honor.
And respecting and valuing one another.
A life of significance is about leadership and good citizenship.
And devotion to beliefs and causes larger than ourselves.
At Christopher Newport, I'm learning to lead such a life.
I am empowered by the realization that not only can I change the world,
but I'm obligated to do so.
I've learned that opportunity is a result of hard work.
And with success comes great responsibility.
The decisions I make
and the actions I take
affect the people,
community,
and world around me.
Regardless of where we come from
or what we study,
we apply all we learn in the classroom
to make the world a better place.
We learn to lead.
We learn to serve.
We learn the importance of character
and personal responsibility.
A life of significance is a life of honor
and compassion.
We care about each other.
We engage and reach out to help,
rather than turn and walk away.
It's not easy to live this way,
but it is the right way to live. With these values, I will be a leader, an engaged citizen,
and lead a purposeful life.
At moments of consequence,
I will be prepared to do the work that shapes,
defines,
and enriches the world.
This is what we value at CNU.
This is what it means to be a captain.
This is what it means to be a captain.
This is what it means to be a captain.
This is how we define significance.
Thank you, President Tribble, for those inspiring words. My name is Dr. David Doughty, and I'm the Provost, or Chief Academic Officer, here at Christopher Newport University. It's my privilege today to invite you to join our community of honor. As you anticipate your academic journey over the next 4 years, I encourage you to think of it as an adventure, for that is exactly what it is, an adventure of learning and discovery, learning the known, discovering the unknown, learning one's strengths, and discovering one's passions. These are the fundamentals of the college experience. But like most adventures and most worthwhile things in life, this will not come easily. When we think of the great adventurers of the past, Columbus, Lewis, Earhart, and Armstrong, we note that every one involved preparation and hard work. And so it will be with you here at Christopher Newport, engaging in this adventure, learning things about the world and about yourself will require time, preparation, and hard work. But learning and discovery, the mere acquisition of knowledge, is not enough. Mahatma Gandhi called, quote, knowledge without character a deadly sin. And Martin Luther King Jr., while a student at Morehouse College, wrote, intelligence plus character. That is the goal of a true education. You see, people will judge you by what you know, but they will also, to quote Dr. King again, judge you by the content of your character, by who you are. And those character traits that President Tribble spoke about, honor, honesty, integrity, dedication, generosity, and compassion. These are things that can be developed. And here at Christopher Newport, we will offer you that opportunity in addition to the acquisition of knowledge. You see, if you become that person of great character, a woman of honor, honesty, and integrity, a man of dedication, generosity, and compassion. The world will come to you seeking answers and looking for leadership. And today we take the first step by inviting you to join not just our community of scholars, but our community of honor in this honor code induction ceremony. There are 4 significant parts to this ceremony. First, we will light the candle of truth and knowledge that stands next to the podium. Each year, we ask a student body leader to perform the ceremonial lighting. This year's student leader is Brooke Nixon from Maryland. Brooke is our Student Honor Council president and is a senior, double majoring in information science and psychology with a minor in leadership. Brooke's lighting of the candle of truth and knowledge symbolizes the beginning of your academic journey at Christopher Newport University. Second, you will stand and repeat the honor code. This recitation marks your commitment to CNU's community of honor, one of honesty, integrity, and personal responsibility. For the third part of the ceremony, you will come forward and sign the honor code registry. Signing the registry seals your commitment to the honor code and symbolizes your formal membership into the CNU academic community. Upon signing the honor code, the university witnesses at your table will give you a lucky penny. As President Tribble mentioned, this 4th part of the ceremony represents one of our most cherished traditions. On graduation day, each senior tosses this penny into the fountain for good luck. We hope you will keep this penny as a constant reminder of your ultimate goal, a degree from Christopher Newport University, and that you will toss this penny into the fountain on your graduation day. University witnesses, please take your places at the signing tables. Brooke will now light the candle of truth and knowledge. The lighting of this candle symbolizes your pursuit of truth and knowledge at Christopher Newport University. May truth and knowledge always illuminate your academic journey and your life. Dr. Rachel Holland, President of the Faculty Senate, will now lead us in the recitation of the honor code.
As this is an important tradition at CNU, we ask that you take this time to reflect on your future in our community. Keep your voices to a whisper and refrain from using your cellular devices during the entire signing of the honor code. We now invite all members of the university community to please stand and recite the honor code with the newest members of the CNU family. The honor code is printed on the back of the program. Please recite it with me. On my honor, I will maintain the highest standards of honesty, integrity, and personal responsibility. This means I will not lie, cheat, or steal. And as a member of this academic community, I am committed to creating an environment of respect and mutual trust. You may now be seated until your row is called. Will the marshals please direct students forward for the signing of the honor code?
Well, thank you, and well done all students and university witnesses. This is a very special time in the life of this university, made all the more meaningful today by your presence and by your participation. In closing, let me share a story. In my son Paul's senior year in college, one of his good friends and classmates tragically died. At the memorial service for Colin Owens of Atlanta, Georgia, a passage was read from his diary in which he described how he wanted his life to unfold. He wrote those words as a freshman in his first week in college, and 4 years later, they were read at his funeral. This is what that young man wrote, and I quote, "I truly realize now what is important for the rest of my life. I want to be well educated. I want a group of friends who I'll enjoy spending time with and who will love me. I want to marry a woman I know I'm in love with. I want to make a decent living, but live below my means. I want to find God and spend lots of time contemplating him and conversing with him. I want to grow old with a woman that I love, spend time with grandchildren, cry at funerals and weddings, and die a happy, successful, respected, loved, and content man." End of quote. But then he wrote, "Look at this every year. Become this man. Lead this life." You see, this is the time for each of you to choose what kind of man, what kind of woman you will become, what kind of life you will lead. So choose wisely. Live a life that truly matters. Choose to live a life of significance and set this world on fire. So it is with the recitation of the Honor Code oath and the signing of the Honor Code registry that you have now become full members in the Christopher Newport University learning community, with all of its rights and privileges and with all of its responsibilities. Congratulations and best wishes. My thanks to our Honor Council President, Brooke Nixon, and to all the members of the Christopher Newport community who participated in this special day. Following the ceremony, Brooke will welcome the class of 2025 by ringing the bell in the clock tower. I hope every one of you, every member of this class will then ring the bell for the first time. And 4 years from now, as you graduate, you'll have the opportunity to ring that bell once again. And at 8 p.m. on Sunday evening, I hope you will join all of us at Jennings Stadium for Light the Night, a festive celebration of the beginning of classes. In closing, I ask you to stand and join us in the singing of our alma mater by the Newport Pearls. The words are printed on the back of your program. Dr. Paul will divest the mace and then lead the stage party in the faculty and academic recession. We ask students and guests to remain seated until the faculty has departed.
Knowledge, truth, eternal wisdom, alma mater we adore. Your sons and daughters walk the pathway trod by those who came before.